What's up, Navigating Academia family? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. This is your buddy Dr. J. Phoenix Singh coming at you to be able to answer a valued viewer's question. Now, you guys know that I love you, so please do me a huge favor and smash that like button if you haven't already, or smash the dislike button. Still helps with the algorithm, so if you really don't like this face, smash that dislike button. I'll absolutely take it. In addition to that, guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We would absolutely be delighted to have you here as a member of our little community. So let's go ahead and get into the question from today, which is from Juan Fernando Gomez Molina. Juan Fernando, you have an awesome name, my friend. And especially because I'm living in Barcelona right now, it's the kind of name I have the pleasure of hearing every day. So it's one of the greatest reasons to be able to live here in Spain or in Latin or South America. So let's go ahead, guys, and get this question stated. This question was posted on a video of mine called, Do You Really Need a Postdoctoral Fellowship? Funny thing about that video is that I literally forgot that that video even existed. I think that I made it my first year or second year running the channel, and it was still on there, and randomly, but like unlisted, and then randomly one day I discovered it, and I was like, oh no, that video was supposed to come out like a year or 2 years ago. So then I actually posted it, and now it's definitely taken off, and it's one of the more popular videos on the channel. So if you haven't watched that one, be sure to check it out when we're done with today. But here's Juan Fernando's question for today that was posted on that video. Juan Fernando says, thank you for your useful videos, Dr. Singh. Please let me ask you, what is the value of conference abstracts as part of postdoctoral experience, solo or with prestigious co-authors? So Juan Fernando, this is a very good question. It's a logical one. I'll tell you, the conference abstracts, conference proceedings, whatever you want to call them, at the end of the day, they're more important in certain fields than others. So if you don't know already, I'm the CEO and executive director of an organization called Publication Academy. So we're the largest provider internationally of training in teaching people how to be able to publish in peer-reviewed journals, as well as how to be able to get their work, their research, into leading conferences both domestically and internationally. So I know full well that when we're dealing with a field, for example, like computer science, if I have a peer-reviewed publication, which is like a book, as opposed to a conference proceeding in just a top com-sci journal, let me tell you, the latter is arguably more important than the former in terms of securing a postdoc or a job, okay? So I totally know that. But let's contrast it with a field like mine, which is psychology. If I have a peer-reviewed journal article in an impact factor journal, which has some name recognition in my niche in behavioral health, versus, let's just say, a conference abstract at a domestic or let's just say a national conference like APA, American Psychological Association, which is a big deal in the United States. To be honest with you, I would choose the first one over the second one almost every single time. I would choose the published article over the published conference proceeding or conference abstract, whatever you would call it, okay? So that's what I would say there. So in terms of your answer to what's the value of it, it depends on the field. If you're in the social sciences in general, my recommendation is to be able to spend your time, though, mate, on peer-reviewed publications and personal connections. That's what I would say, okay? And if you have specific questions, please, feel free to respond down below, and I'll make sure to answer your comments specifically. Okay, buddy? And then when it comes to solo or with prestigious co-authors, I'm a huge believer always, especially when you're a postdoc, like it sounds like you are, Juan Fernando, that you need to use that time to network, and to be able to work on large-scale projects, the aim of which is to be able to build your social capital. So I'm talking about being the co-guest editor of a special issue of a journal in your field. I'm not talking about, giving a paper presentation at a conference. I'm talking about submitting a symposium panel, right? Where all the panelists are like your heroes. I'm talking about getting together with maybe your doctoral supervisor or postdoctoral mentor and putting together the proposal for an edited book, which will have, my recommendation is usually between 3 to 5 co-editors. If you guys are ever interested in learning exactly how to write an edited book proposal, especially for one of the big 5 publishers, big 5 are Taylor and Francis, which runs publishing houses like Routledge, Springer, Sage, Wiley, and and Elsevier. Some people call it Elsevier. Those 5 publishers publish over 60% of all journal articles and books in all of academia across fields. Obviously, different fields have unique, publishers, and obviously, we're not talking about university presses, the oldest of which is Cambridge University Press, the largest of which is Oxford University Press. We're not talking about that, right? If you want to learn everything you'll ever need to know about getting the opportunity to be able to write an edited book, and finding the right authors for the chapters and these sorts of things, and the logistics of the whole thing step by step, Publication Academy is quite literally the only training that is available to do that. And as somebody who's done it 5 times with 5 big 5 publishers, I'm your dude. Right? So if you also want to be able to do an edited book, I think that's amazing, because then you can recruit not only co-editors, but you can also recruit individual chapter authors. And those chapter authors, they don't have to be the first author, a really big name person, like you call them a prestigious co-author. It can literally be their postdoc, their advanced grad student, anything, because you're doing them a favor. I always tell people to never go into these situations begging, right? Never go to a prestigious co-author and be like, hey, can I have an opportunity? I just really love your stuff, and I just really want to work with you, and you're like a hero of mine. You're very, very inspirational. No, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. I get it. I respect it. I understand that you want it. That doesn't work. The only thing that works is that you got to have your own thing going on already, okay? And then you go and say, hey, I'm already doing this amazing, really innovative thing. I would love if you might consider being a part of it, okay? Because even if they say no, they'll remember that you were doing a really innovative, cool thing, okay? So that's the idea there. In terms of doing anything solo, if you want to do 1 or 2 solo things, I'm fine with it. To be honest with you, the only time you ever need to worry about having anything solo on your record is when you're going up for tenure, or especially when you're going for full professorship, right? Then they need to see and make sure that, you know what, this is somebody who can do everything all alone, beginning to end. They can write thought leadership pieces, they can write empirical pieces, all by themselves. Outside of that, it's much better to be able to take all these publication opportunities and grow your social network. Otherwise, you're going to look like the kid who got picked last for dodgeball, or the kid who ends up just eating lunch alone because nobody else wants to be a co-author with you, when in actuality, you would be happy to have co-authors. You just want to do it as a solo author, right? But in this particular case, right, when you're trying to build up that social capital early career, you need as many prestigious co-authors as you can get. Okay? And there are a lot of other similar pieces of advice I give in other videos on the channel, so make sure that if you enjoyed this one, that you check those out as well. All right, guys, God bless you. Have a great day. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me to be able to talk about advancing your career, please do so via the website below. God bless you. Have a great day. Talk to you in the next one.